What's up, YouTube? Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about other than the crazy shit going on around the world. It's the fucking Rothschilds. It's always been them. Central bankers and government. Government was formed to be these little secret societies, little oh, gangsters, basically. The manipulation part of it is they did the U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, all that stuff. It's a bunch of bullshit. Um, we already have those rights. We don't need them to tell us that or try to regulate it, even though look what happens. They don't know how to regulate it. They never do their job in time, and they never get in trouble for it either. They're also running drugs. They're also messing with big pharma. It's all them. When Bill Gates talked about depopulation, trust me, it's not the first time that they have thought about that. That might have been one of the times that they let it slip, even though movies, TV shows, all that, they tell you. And I think they're in the background laughing just to see if you're going to get it. I also think they do that just to see who's going to piece it together so they can either make them look stupid, crazy, or them. Yeah, everybody thought the heart attack gun was a conspiracy, and they've showed it multiple times. They even had it in a court talking about it. I think it was an old Congress clip. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Operation High Jump. Everybody, oh, well, that's a conspiracy. No, it's not. They were all experimenting with drugs, every country. It wasn't just this one or that one, it was all of them. And it was the United States and secret societies behind it, trying to get them all screwed up so they could take over. And they did that, even though Operation High Jump was basically World War 2.5, and they lost. They got their asses kicked. And I don't know how they came home with the scientists and all that and started some stuff here. Something happened. I think they completely lost. Somehow they got these people on some type of drug or something. Because how do you lose a fight drastically and still come out on top? Nobody's ever explained that about that situation. How? Did you all just stop at some moment and start talking? And how come you weren't captured or killed? You were outnumbered, obviously, if you're losing. So, yeah, their ships were cut in half by a laser. Imagine that. Same thing starting fires from the heavens. Oh, yeah, they would. They got technology that has been spitting in God's face since time began. That's why the Egyptians were attacked the way they were. That's why the Babylonians were attacked the way they were. That's why Rome fell. That's why Sodom and Gomorrah was handled the way it was. And it's just funny, people. Really? Even the whole earth was flooded at one time. And they still try to come up with stupid things to try and explain that. Uh, Stop it. Just like the dinosaurs lived billions of years ago. No, they didn't. Even the air quality shows you that your planet can't be more than I would say 8 to 15,000 years. And that gives time for everything to fester and grow, and then life appeared. Probably a little bit after, a couple thousand years before life even started completely on this planet. And I'm not talking about trees, water, and all that, because water, mold, all that stuff would have to grow and then turn into insects and plant life, just like it does any other time. Well, yeah, we weren't here messing with the environment and changing elements, so it grew to whatever was in the environment. Not only that, a lot of people try to say, well, that doesn't mean a creator. Yes, it does. Just like a gardener is outside the garden making sure the plants and everything grow properly. Even though that right there, I don't want to get too much into because the way we garden now was taught by fallen angels. Yeah, agriculture, the way we do it. We were supposed to carry buckets and find ways to purify water naturally. And why does vegetables cure things? Because that's what it was for. Who took over that? Witchcraft. Imagine that. Is that mirroring, trying to basically mirror or take over something of God and make it their own? Yes. What'd the government do? Same thing. That's what the Ten Commandment or the Constitution's about and the Bill of Rights. They drew all that shit up. They came up with all that just to trick you into believing that you had a security system that was going to do a good job for you. So you would give up your food, your land, your water rights, and do what they say. Yeah, that big manipulation they're talking about and accepting the beast system and all that is exactly what we've all already accepted. And that's what the Bible means when it says that if it weren't for God, no flesh would be saved. We will be deceived, and we have been. We have accepted the mark already, and I still believe it's money. Look at all the marks all over it. Look at all that. Even says in God we trust on it. And we already know money is the root of all evil, so therefore it cannot be from God at all. The love of money is the root of all evil. Lord Almighty. Same thing. It basically means greedy. What is the seven deadly sins about? Greedy, overindulging, being drunk in things that you shouldn't. Well, drunkenness means that you overdid a, a drug or alcohol. No, it doesn't. It means overindulging in anything. Just like if you become drunk or addicted or overindulge in adrenaline chasing, even though it's kind of innocent, it's just you having fun and being wild, but it can kill you. Yes, it can make your heart explode. If it doesn't make your heart explode, it can stress your heart out and make it weaker, way quicker than what it should have been. There's a lot of things it can do neurologically. There's 1,001 things that it can cause. Anything done out of moderation, and there are certain things that, even if they were done in moderation, they are just too powerful. Pretty sure if you wanted to take the risk and figure out what the level was, you'd find it like cigarette companies did. Okay. But you smoke. Yes, I know. Shut up. Yes, that was a lot of people when I was growing up. That was part of their black magic and their depopulation tactic then. And it didn't work. It made people weaker. It made people lose money. Made people unhealthier. But for the most part, they still lived a pretty long or somewhat long life. Now, ones that have gotten into alcohol, that's 50-50. Or hard drugs, and all that was put forth by your government and CIA. Why do you think they did the prohibition? They wanted you all to fight over it and then get locked up for it. It's the same thing the other countries pull, like Afghanistan. They know those farmers are growing drugs. They'll let them grow it, they'll let them produce the drug, and then they go in, bust them, put them in jail for 2 months, take their product, take it to the person they were growing it for, make the deal, cops get paid for it, and then they let the farmer back out to do it again. Why the hell is it illegal then? Look, if the cops are just going to come in and be like, all right, you did all the work, go to jail, and then go make all the money for it, then what? That makes no sense at all. The only sense that makes is being a bully. That is like the form of manipulation I talk about with Kind of like what my nephew does and all that. Trying to get other people to do all the work for you, and you benefit off of it just by running your mouth and trying to be loud. Well, isn't that voice judo? Yeah, it's also black magic manipulation. It's evil. Hmm. Have I done it to people? Yeah, I've done it to people that's done it to me. Right back to them, or I just know what they're doing and why they're trying to push for that, so I just don't do it, and it drives them insane. They're not getting their way when they could just walk the fuck over there and do it themselves. Right. They're too lazy for that. They want to take a superior role that they did not earn, nor do they deserve. It's basically what they're doing. That's what a lot of females try to do when they get in relationships, is weasel their way to where they are in control. Why they fuck up everything and still blame it on you. We've seen it. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. And they told you multiple times. I mean, multiple times. The movie The Skulls, right there. I told you a lot. And people, oh, that's just a movie. Yeah, well, pretty funny. It matches exactly what the secret societies do. And the group that's at the college that all the presidents go to. Did you see Jennifer's Body? Have you ever seen that movie? That's not true. Yes, that is true. And that is exactly how some crazy stuff happens. Right there. I've seen it. I've seen people mess with stuff and crazy stuff like that come out of the blue, and next thing you know, they're gone in a horrific way, or they end up in basically like a hell tornado. And everybody doesn't know where it came from or why it happened until they start really seeing what they were messing with or doing. And a lot of times it has to do with witchcraft, which is messing with Ouija boards and necromancy. A lot of the stuff we do, we don't even realize is part of witchcraft. Yeah, anything dealing with blood, semen, things like that. Yeah, it's all witchcraft. Yeah, the blood brother oath and stuff when you got hurt when you were younger. And, we've seen that on, I think the one movie, My Girl or whatnot. Yeah, kids used to do that stuff back in the day. Yeah, it's witchcraft. I never even knew that either. So are video games, movie houses, and a lot of novels. Oh, this right here. Went to see what it says about the Harry Potter stuff, which it is correct. Also, Harry Potter is a direct ripoff of Star Wars. It's exactly the same. So even Star Wars. And guess what we carry around in our hands? Pandora's box. These stupid ass things. So why are you still missing? Because I've already noticed that we've been tricked into a lot. I've already used it, and I figured I would use it to tell other people. I mean, you can go research it all you want. Go find this book and just read it. Be careful, because one dude I gave this to said he started having weird dreams, and he didn't even make it through the whole book. And I think that's why he started having weird dreams, is to scare him not to finish this book. I don't know. You all be the judge. Yeah. As of January 2008, 180 million copies of Harry Potter books have been printed, and will find them in 45 languages in 135 countries. The worldwide gross dollars for Harry Potter films is 3.8 billion. Over 1.5 million audio versions have been sold. Scholastic, the US publisher for the books, has netted 350 million in profits from their sales. The author, J.K. Rowling, we've heard that name a good bit, is now the richest woman in Britain, which is known for witchcraft heavily. Sorcerer's Stone in 1997. Imagine that. All that. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, or Azkaban, whatever it is. 1999. Chamber of Secrets, 1999. And then just before 9/11, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Look what came out 2003. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now, I could connect those dots for you, but I think you should go and read and research it. You got to stop being lazy people out there that just want to run their mouth. Take what I'm saying, go find your dots, connect them yourself. It's what I did when people started telling me this stuff, and when I started seeing crazy stuff. Yeah, I went and found out. Trust me, sometimes I wish I wouldn't have done that. It is as if spell casting has been casted over the world. Yes, this is why they were pushing fantasy versus reality, because to carry spells and make people believe it, they have to accept fantasy over reality. They do. Like I said, don't just take my word for it, and don't just be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep it in the back of your mind. Go see if there's any truth to it. I guarantee you're going to find out way more truth to it than what you want. Also, David Crowley, Gray State. That wasn't no murder suicide either. We all know that. Then 2012 Olympic ceremony. Look at that. Kids in bed with the Grim Reaper coming around with a big old needle. Then you got Bill Gates 3 years later talking about we can do a real good job with depopulation by 10% each year if we do a real good job on vaccinations. Not mentioning the fact that they're going to be the ones releasing what causes a pandemic, just so they can try and stick you with the jab that people got. And we watched the nurse from Alabama die right in front of our face and then lie to us. And even tried to put an impersonator in, even though she's in her state obituary. People know her family. They've tried to contact her family and they won't speak. That's because they're grieving. No, that's probably because they've been threatened to shut up. And some people listen. Whatever, y'all. Like I said, once y'all see the truth in it or know that it's actually real, it'll be too late. And that's why, because you keep arguing about it. There's a lot of people that wouldn't say it, especially stuff like this, unless it was true. And there is a lot of truth to it. You also have a lot of people that are going to try and twist your mind on it so you don't see it. Boy, I wonder if that's the deception of the devil that the Bible talks about. You don't think those so called false prophets or people like them are going to try and manipulate you into believing that this isn't true so you don't pay attention to it? Might be the reason why y'all don't see it. Even though you didn't see it when the hurricanes went on, knowing that these people have been messing with weather since 40s, 30s, and y'all just sit here and act like there ain't no way possible. Where do you even come up with that? Is that just off the top of your head? I mean, I understand somebody being in disbelief, but and sometimes with things I'm like, there ain't no way, and that's what I do. I go and research it, and I find out that. But this was back when I was in my 20s. I've already done all that research, and now I see how all the new stuff coming up connects right with the things I researched back then. What do I give you? You're, you're liberal. You're this. Let me tell you all something right now. I ain't none of that bullshit. I don't even like going along with the Gen X and millennial stuff. It's a bunch of fantasy versus reality. It's not real. It is a psychological tactic to create more diversity, just like what they did to men and women, what they did with race, what they did with everything. Yeah, they wanted us all fighting in chaos. So pretty much while we're paying attention to this circle and we're all blah, 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 they're going around the outside doing what they want to do. If we notice, they either take us out or burn the evidence or, make them all crazy. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Well, that's the left. No, that's the right. No, it's both. Because if it wasn't, these people would have been in jail already. There's a reason they're allowing all this stuff to go and saying, oh, we're trying. Oh, no. Oh, we're trying. Oh, no. Fuck out of here. This is the only thing I've ever seen the United States, tiptoe about. You're telling me we can go shut down a whole country's navy within a few minutes, but you can't get criminals that are inside your government or your country locked up? You're doing it city by city and only maybe 2 to 3 cities at a time, maybe four. Sounds like you are dragging your feet trying to be like, hey, look at us, we're doing something. No, you're not. You're still allowing depopulation to happen. By dragging your feet like that, that leaves a lot of other people open. And of course, defund the police and got everybody stirred up about good cops and bad cops. We all know there's good people and bad people. There's also good cops, bad cops. There's also good judges, bad judges. But the thing is they still got you sucked into this make believe lifestyle. They're the judges. They're the ones that make the laws and they don't even follow them. Nor are they affected by them when they get caught not following them. But we are. Sounds like somebody thinks they're a god and laws or rules don't affect them. Hmm. Sounds like females. I don't want to hear it. Women get away with a shit ton. Maybe this world does deserve to burn. I mean, look at it. You're a bad person too. No, I'm a product of having to deal with bad people. And yes, there are a lot of things and situations because of manipulation and all this stuff that I talk about I don't trust. And I have no problem doing something about it. But our government, for some odd reason, protects the wicked, not the innocent. You've all seen it everywhere. Wicked is trying to convince good that they're wicked and that wicked is good. They're in the church, they're everywhere. And why is that? Because we allowed it. We didn't keep things strong like we should have. Technically, our parents and grandparents started it. Yes, we were raised to do what they liked, and then we pretty much went along those lines, but changed it to, what we liked. That's where generational bullshit comes from. Some take it too far. The point is, we weren't supposed to live like this at all. Yeah, we did all this stuff for peace, safety, and laziness. And I'm tired of hearing people say stuff about, oh, Adam had two wives. No, the spirit of Lilith came from what Eve turned into from getting seduced by the devil and creating Cain. It is called she was possessed and it got to her, got to her, got to her, and changed her. That is where the spirit of Lilith comes from. That's also where SIDS comes from. You all do not know how to pay attention. The forbidden fruit, the tree of knowledge. What happens to people that start learning about what perversions are? They normally full fledged into it. That would be a type of forbidden knowledge, wouldn't it? Yes, that is how evil got in. That is how it stayed in, and that is also why some pregnancies actually heal women from their curses. You're never going to be healed from the pain of childbirth or uh, that time of the month. But that's because you did what you did. You took everything perfect and made it terrible. And I'm also tired of hearing, well, what did man do? This, that, and the other? Well, they wouldn't be able to do it without a woman. You are the fucking home. The tadpole is the being. Shut up. It takes both of you to bring that life into this world. He was designed to give the life, You were designed to nurture it and make it grow. That's why when it forms, it has its own DNA. That is a child. That is a child. It is not the possession of the mother. It is not the possession of solely the father. It is the possession of both of you until it is able to operate on its own. Marriage. Oh, well, he treats me like a possession. And then, you're mine. Don't you be doing this. Don't you be doing that. Shut the fuck up. Your vows are your agreement to be each other's. You can call it property, you can call it whatever you want. You both took vows to be each other's for life. You can't take that vow and then run around and mess with it. Neither one of you. Just to suit your old fucking lazy needs or lazy wants, whatever you want to call them. I don't want to call them needs because that's not a fucking need. Need is air, food, shelter, clothing. That's it. Those are needs. Everything else is a want or a desire. When you say those vows, you have no clue what they mean. And most women, they mean nothing to you. You try to twist them and use them to get what you want, but you don't follow them. In sickness or for poor, or in sickness or in health, richer or for poor. That well, that didn't say. Yes, it did. That is telling you that you are agreeing to love this person no matter what. That's what it means by this is my person. This is the one I want to marry. This is the one I want. Are you going to fight? Oh, hell yeah. Two people together long enough, it's just what happens. I have not met one couple that doesn't have disagreements. No matter if they've been together for a year, a month, or decades. Now, they might say they've never fought. They might say that, they love each other and they work it out. They've still had it. And these women talking about how men are hoes and this and that. So are you all. You all want to be hoes up until your 30s and then be like, okay, I'm ready. You'll be lucky if you can have a kid. You're almost too old not to. Stupid. You think God gave us this lifespan and set this stuff up and didn't know that if you did things that way, you were going to waste your time and not be able to do that? And that's exactly what you do. Then, if you do have a child when you're in your, you know, 30s or whatnot, you'll be lucky if you're around to actually enjoy your kids and grandkids when they're older. Because we only get maybe 80 to 100 years, if that. And that's being lucky if something else doesn't happen. I don't think y'all know what the fuck you're doing at all.